April 2024, Dayton police are summoned to an ordinary street after reports of an awful tragedy. 16-year-old grand torso somewhere. I don't know what happened. Where is she? Where's the gun? Upstairs. Go out to the right. It's a scene of chaos. Where's the gun? Right here. Where's the gun? I heard everybody screaming. Okay. Every nerve. In only an instant, this family's lives have been turned upside down. Leave your phone. I'm on the phone with my grandmother. Let go. God. No, she's not. No, she's not. No. She's not. Their 15-year-old daughter has been shot in the chest. Worst of all, it was a family member who was holding the gun. He's autistic. He had no idea what he was doing. CPR. A vulnerable child and a lethal weapon. Is this tragedy a matter of carelessness or something darker? Here on the Decoder, we've gone through hours of exclusive body cam footage to understand what really happened that fateful April day when 15-year-old Kendra lost her life. The mistakes. Alongside the lies. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to me. This is the story of the death of Kendra Farlor. Dayton is a bustling city in Ohio. It has a violent crime rate around average. And the Farlor family's neighborhood is ostensibly no more dangerous than any of the others, but it isn't the neighborhood they have to worry about. Sounds like someone got hurt up in this apartment. Dang. How did it get hurt? No idea. Kendra comes from a large, vibrant family. She has 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Some of them related to her by blood and some of them not. She's particularly close to her stepmom, her dad's new wife, Jennifer. Her social media is full of smiling photos, tribute to her family. That family isn't without its issues. However, they're all living on top of each other in a cramped boarding house owned by her biological mom's brother. Her mom died from an overdose 2 years earlier. Her dad, 38-year-old Kenneth Paul Farlor III, is currently on probation for trafficking in cocaine. And he's previously done time in prison. Meanwhile, her stepbrother Wyatt is autistic and nonverbal. He doesn't go to school and has been involved with children's services in the past. Living in such close quarters can make any family's tensions rise. But with added stresses and firearms present in the home, they were reaching a breaking point. And on April 14th, everything would go wrong. I'm going to say this is going to be incident, but it's totally got to be. Agency. The Dayton Police Department received a 911 call at 12:20 p.m. Unfortunately, we don't have the audio content of this call, but we know it was Kendra's stepmom, and she's hysterical. Her stepdaughter has just been shot. When the dispatcher asks who shot her, Jennifer can't bring herself to respond. Where is she? Where's the gun? Upstairs. The first responders arrive on the scene to find Kendra on the floor in the doorway between the hall and one of the bedrooms. They immediately start CPR. Where is it? Where's the gun? Where's the gun? I don't know. Please, please. My stepson grab. Please get her. Please. Pressure on her. Please, 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 please tell me she's not dead. Please. Over the sounds of the first responders trying to save Kendra's life, Kenneth's voice can be heard. Desperate and trying to explain what happened. He's autistic. He had no idea what he was doing. He's talking about his stepson, 12-year-old Wyatt. For now, none of that matters. It's just about trying to save Kendra. We got to start CPR. Hold you. Start CPR. Okay. Does she have a pulse? Right here. Right here. Does she have a pulse? Give us a second. Please. Can we have one? Okay. Please. Sanders, come grab this gun. It's right here in front of me. Oh my God. I need you guys to get back. Get back. More medics arrive. It's not looking good for Kendra, and the family's just trying to understand how this happened. No, that's the sending aorta right there. That's my daughter. That's my baby. I don't know. Is there a pulse? Please tell me there's a pulse. Huh? No, he's not. Who owns the shotgun? It's my brother-in-law's shotgun. What's his name? His name's Greg Sampson. He's perfectly legal. Kenneth says the owner of the gun is the same man who owns the apartment. His first wife's brother, Greg. We were just here watching. Where was it? He had it in the corner, but it was over here in the corner. My stepson. You first, gentle. Sir, come on. Come with me. Okay. Is there any other firearms in this room? Oh, yeah. Knives. I got eyes, but there's no more. Firearms. As the medics take Kendra downstairs, the police sweep the apartment. He said the only weapon in here was the shotgun, but there's mag lights everywhere, like gun lights. It's full of weapons. Is not exactly child-friendly. The mag lights. There's a water bottle. Full of bullets right here. Those are like rifle bullets. You see the rifle on there? Did you see or hear anything? I was asleep. I don't know what happened there. I just never. Music. Knew. It's an accident. So I know heard. 9/11, we got the firearm secure. Kenneth's father is also on the scene. He doesn't seem to know what happened, and neither does Greg, the one Kenneth said owns the shotgun. Do you have any weapons or anything like that? No. No. Okay. Okay. Greg is in a state of shock, but he says he doesn't own a gun. This is a fact easy to disprove, so it doesn't make sense to lie, but there's a lot of confusion on the street outside the apartment today. They got 3 bedrooms. There's 2 other people living with them. One of the dudes in the other room brought the shotgun in to show him and Dad, or he stepped out of the room for a minute and kid walks over and picks it up. It's only the people who were inside who can explain what on earth happened, because the paramedics have been unable to revive Kendra. The 15-year-old has been killed. A fatal accident or something more. The cops separate all the family members and put them in different police cruisers. Perhaps understandably. Kenny's immediately getting restless. What's up, Parker? He said he was going to let me out to go be with my family. Okay. I'm waiting on him, too. He just put me off, too. So, just give us a second here, partner. He's devastated by what's happened. My firstborn daughter. Her mother passed away from the drug overdose 2 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry. And Wyatt's fully autistic. He's nonverbal. He don't understand anything. He plays video games and prints that do follow. I don't know if you see the gun any, I don't know. It's all right, man. Just breathe. It's okay. His story remains consistent that Wyatt shot Kendra using Greg's shotgun. This is what he tells his other daughter, who's only 7 years old. What happened? I have picked up Greg's got a PRI. Where's mommy? Where's mommy? She's over in another car. She'll be out. She's talking to another officer right now. Okay. I need you right now, baby. Just give your daddy a big old hug. He needs a big love hug. Okay. Jennifer says the same. And his friend brought the gun in the room to see to show him. Okay. And he stepped out for the bathroom. Who did? Greg. Okay. And he left it in there by okay. And he picked it up. Okay. And he okay. And she was standing there. Okay. Was she sitting down? She was standing. She was standing at the door. Okay. Who was the friend that brought it in? Greg. Greg brought it in. Same with you. This is good. She's visibly devastated, but the officer tries to nail down the details of her story. So, is that Dad? No. Dad's friend is Greg. Yep. Who's Dad? Dad's Kenny. Kenny. Okay. So, Kenny's dad. Greg's the friend who brought the gun in. Does Greg live with you guys? He lives in the other room. The one across the hallway? Yeah. Across the hallway? Yeah. Across the hallway. For now. It sounds like a horrible accident and the parents aren't involved. One of the dudes in the open brought the shotgun in trouble and Dad or he stepped out of the room for a minute and kid walks over and picks it up. That's what she's saying. Long story short, put it out right there and left the room for a split second, came back, and as soon as he was on his way back, he pulled the trigger. I would imagine it's got to be some sort of negligence charge or anything, but I don't know. A terrible accident, a family ripped apart by tragedy and a serious case of negligence. That's if we accept Kenny's account without question, because something about this story doesn't add up. So, you say Greg brought the gun in to show to Kenny. Did he was at his room? Or did he bring it out to Kenny? He brought it into Kenny's room. And what did they do with it when he showed it to him? I thought I was talking to a bit. Okay. Where was he at? Did he just come in the doorway? Was sitting in the hallway? Did he come into Kenny's room? He sat down on the couch between us. And this is Greg, right? Yeah. Okay. 'Cause Greg sat down on the couch between you and Kenny and he had the gun. What type of gun we talking about? What was he saying about the shotgun? That he just bought it. Did he say anything about it being loaded or not loaded? I think he thought it wasn't loaded. And who else was in Kenny's room when that happened? Greg. Okay. So, everybody was kind of. And that was in just 100% correct. That's in Kenny's room. Yes. And then what happens? And then I heard the bang. Okay. So, you didn't see it. You guys hadn't left the room or anything? No. Craig left the room and then I heard the bang. But this happened in Greg's room, right? I have any kitchen. Kenny's telling me that's Greg's room. Greg's room. That's what he's telling me. Oh, but I didn't see a couch in the room. He's saying it's his. That's why I'm wondering 'cause you guys said you're sitting on the couch, right? So, the room you're talking about is where Kendra is laying. When you go in, there's a couch right there. And then past the couch is a bed. Correct. Yes. To your knowledge, that's Greg's room or Kenny's room. Jennifer seems certain the shooting happened in Kenny's room until the officer tells her that Kenny is saying the opposite in the aftermath of a trauma like this. The memory is suggestible, but she's more than willing to take her husband's word for something she witnessed as well. Did he bring the right? We were. Yeah. Yeah. And then we went Into Greg's room. Okay. So, was Greg and he did bring it to Kenny. Kenny, were those people in the room when this happened? Everybody was in the room. So, you were in the room also? Yes. When you heard the shot, what's the very next thing you saw? It turned around. She says she wasn't looking when the gun went off. Truth or plausible? Deniability? According to Kenny, Greg never keeps his shotgun loaded. Why then was it primed? To go off that fateful day? And why would he bring it into the room and then leave the kids with it? The investigators looked to Greg for answers. Where Kenny and his wife say everyone was in Greg's room watching TV, Greg says something quite different. You know how you daydreaming almost you're dreaming but you can hear things around you. That's I just kept hearing screaming screaming screaming. It went on forever in my head and finally I just woke up, you know, and I woke up and it was just blaring loud scream like bloody murder and I just jumped out of bed and I opened my door. It don't have a door handle on it. I tried to open I got it open and then I turned around the corner and that's when I hear everybody scream. I turn around the corner and there was laying in the floor and Kenny was over top of her. I said, "What happened?" He said, "You got shot with a shotgun just immediately." I said, "Just throw CPR." I didn't know what else to do. That's all I know. I don't know. But that is it. I mean, that's how it went. It was matter of 2 minutes. Do you know who shot her? I have no clue at all. I wonder how many minutes I was dead to sleep in the room. She just said she was shot with a shotgun. I don't know how. I haven't had then Greg reiterates it. You have any gun today? No. The gun wasn't his. We ain't going to play games. You weren't asleep. At 100% I was asleep. I swear to God. You just had the gun showing off to Kenny. No, I did not. I absolutely 100% not. You get to see my bed where I rolled out of bed. You see where I was giving her sleep. You abs up one change. I'm telling you 100%. I never asleep when this happened. 100,000% asleep. 100% asleep. Ask who was in that whoever was in that bedroom. Ask 100%. I was asleep. Absolutely. 1,000,000%. There's not even a question. I just talked to Jennifer and Kenny and neither one of them said you were asleep. 'Cause for Christ's 'cause I just woke up and ran in there. I said, "What's going on?" I literally had 1 second. Third quarter. Where'd you wake up from? It happened in your room, wasn't it? No, absolutely not. In my bedrooms, the other one, the other door, the one without the knob on a catty corner. There's 2 doors. So, you got Kenny's room that has the TV and all that in it. And you got a room over here. And you got my room directly across. What's in your room? Nothing at all. My bad. My bad. The investigator's aggressive approach might seem over the top, but a 15-year-old has just been killed, and it's her own family who might be trying to cover up what happened. Greg, however, doesn't fold under pressure. It is not my shotgun. I swear to God. Oh my God. Do you share that room with him? No, I do not. Use my clothes are folded up in my room across. So, there's 2 doors like this, like across from each other. One has door knob, but mine don't have door or knob. This one does. Go to Kenny's rooms off and you'll see my closing. I apologize. No, it's all right. You're doing your job, man. I'm trying to take care of this. Figure this out. Other people are relying on you. Absolutely right. Okay. Yeah. No, you're doing your job. He's telling the truth. So, who owns the gun? And how did Wyatt get his hands on it? Greg's statements here mean one thing for certain. Kenny and Jennifer are lying. And the police know it. Don't sit here lie to me about this. Your ass is going downtown. Hold on. Hold on. Take him downtown. What? Why am I going downtown? You lied about something. I don't know. The lead detective sends Kenny to the police department, and after some stern words to Jennifer, he does the same to her. Whatever is going on, whatever you're trying to hold back, now's not bad enough that this has happened. Her beloved stepdaughter has just been killed. It's past time that she's honest with the police. And when she is, Kenny's story also falls apart. Your wife is fine. We sitting talking to her. Kenneth, I'm Detective House. I talked to you out there at the scene. Yes, sir. All right. Obviously want to talk to you more because you guys weren't being honest out there. Don't start. Listen to me first. All right. Your stories made no sense. They were inconsistent. We spoke obviously to Greg, too. All right. Look at Kenny's body language. He hunched over himself with his legs trembling. The very picture of a man terrified of what's about to happen. The truth that we already knew about what? About what happened to Kendra. Do you want to talk to us further about what happened? Yes. Okay. Then sign it right here where it says sign. Despite his fears, he waives his right. He seems to have given up. Who lives where? All that good stuff. Who was at the room? So when you go up the steps, you go to the right, that's Greg's room. You go to the left, that's my room. Whose room did this happen in? It happened in my room. Outside my room. What do you mean outside your room? She was in the hallway. With his arms wrapped tightly around himself, Kenny admits he was lying about the location of his daughter's death. And that's not all. Whose shotgun is that? His shotgun is. Whose shotgun is it? The truth. It's mine. It's yours. It was mine. How long have you had that shotgun? Couple days. Couple days. Yes, sir. Okay. Where did you get it? Be honest with God's name. Just got off the street. Let's not forget a key fact here. Kenny is currently on community control. Sanctions for assault and trafficking in drugs. He has previously been convicted of burglary and theft. He's been released from prison in the last 5 years. All of this prevents him from legally owning a firearm. And there were a lot of firearms around his apartment that day. You have any other guns? I don't. You don't have a black semi-auto? A black or semi-auto handgun? A black one. I don't know. That's what Jennifer said. It was black. I haven't seen it. I did go on. It's gone. Yeah. So if there's any other guns in your room, who are those gone to? If there's any other guns in my room. It's oblivious. You're what? Oblivious to me. He denies that the other guns in his room are his. But owning just one unregistered illegal weapon is enough to cast serious blame on him in the death of his daughter, no matter who shot it. Kenneth, I want to give you an opportunity to just be completely honest about everything. Because I tell you what, Kenneth, look at me. Look, I don't care if you can see me well or not, but I will look in your eyes when I tell you this. It's ___. To pin this on an autistic child who had nothing to do with this. Do what? You heard exactly what I said. I'm giving you the opportunity right now to come clean about what actually happened because I know what happened. And you tell me what happened. No, that's your job to tell me because you couldn't keep your story straight. You already lied to me about the shotgun. You lied to me about the rooms. I lied to you about the shotgun and I shouldn't have shot. You're right. You shouldn't have. But now, let's be honest about the rest of the story. It's time to man up. I understand why it's not your son. The investigator isn't pulling any punches. Wyatt is Kenny's stepson, not his biological son. The detective tugs on that thread to see if the story will unravel, taking aim at their relationship. He wants to see if Kenny loves Wyatt enough to defend himself. He is my son. I've raised that. And you're willing to do this to him? Do this to him? Yeah. It ain't his fault. You're right. And here it is. The thing Kenny has been trying to hide all along. The thing the cops now know to be true because Jennifer has told them it wasn't Wyatt holding the gun. It was Kenny. And they only needed Kenny to confirm it. Because he never had a shotgun. You did. Kendra even told you to put it down. It's time to be a man. Admit what happened. Where's my wife? I already told you where your wife's at. She was sitting in the room right next to you over there. And you're telling me she said I did this? Absolutely. Out of here, man. This is amazing. She told the truth. This is my daughter. The cops are allowed to lie to the people they're interviewing. But this isn't a lie. Jennifer has admitted she'd been trying to cover up the truth. She's now told the police that Kenny was messing with the shotgun. And in the end, it was Kendra who suffered the consequences. Wyatt never touched it. But you can't do this to Wyatt. That kid has a hard enough life already. I'm going to calm down for a second. All right. I know it's hard. And believe me, it pisses me off to no end. But you need to just be a man and be honest about what happened. How did this happen? Finally, something about this angle gets through to him. Tell me what happened. I picked up a shotgun. And there's a pepper on the side of it that you push up to eject the shells. Okay. And when I was ejecting the shells, nothing came out. Nothing. I saw you were like racking the shot, what they call racking the shotgun, like eject the shells out of, and nothing was coming out. Nothing came out of nothing. Like nothing came out when I did it. And the last time I put it forward, it went off. Still hunched over with his voice shaking. Kenny admits to what he did, but he asserts that it was an accident. That he didn't think it could go off. Were you playing around pointing the gun at her? No. 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 Jennifer said you were. I didn't point it at her. I was holding it in a gentle direction. I had to. She said you were messing with her and Kendra was telling you to put the gun down. No, that's not true. That is not true. Why would she say that? Maybe she just wasn't paying attention to exactly what was going on. Or maybe you just were 100% certain in your head that the gun wasn't loaded. Jennifer says Kenny was deliberately messing with Kendra. Even if he didn't think the gun was loaded, this is the very opposite of gun safety. We can only imagine what that interaction sounded like. Kendra asking her father to please just put the gun down and Kenny simply laughing at her before the unthinkable. The sound of the shotgun going off. I pumped it 6 times and normally it ejects all the shells out of it and it didn't. And When I pulled the pump forward the last time, I don't know if my finger was on the trigger. I really honestly don't remember. It went off. At no point had you pointed it at Kendra? No, I would never point a gun at my child. Did she ever tell you to put the gun down or put me with it? Not in here. If she got in here, I would never do something like that on purpose. I would never harm my child. What did you do after the shotgun went off? I dropped it. I ran straight to her. I took my shirt off and I lifted up the shirt and I put it inside the wound and I started holding it and I started screaming, "Call 911. Now Kenny sounds genuinely remorseful. But even as Jennifer was on the phone to 911, he was scheming to get away with what he'd done. He told the dispatcher himself his stepson had done it only minutes after the gun went off. Nonverbal, vulnerable Wyatt was the perfect scapegoat. At what point did you tell Jennifer to say that Wyatt did this? Was it after the 911 call? I was terrified. I put it on my lap like this and I went to pump it the last time. And when it came forward, it went off. Then you didn't do anything else with the shotgun. You dropped it and you went to Kendra. Is that correct? Went straight to my daughter. Now that he's confessed, the investigator is all business. He gets samples of Kenny's DNA to compare with the shotgun. I know every investigation we have to do it again. It's crazy rules, but that's the way it is. No problem with that. No, of course not. Ken, you know you're not supposed to possess any weapons, right? Yes, sir. It's not like Kenny was ignorant of the terms of his probation. He knew full well he wasn't supposed to have a gun and he had 4. Now he has to face the consequences. In addition to this incident, you also have a probation violation warrant. Okay. A further search of the apartment unearths the spent shotgun shell underneath a cabinet and his 3 other guns hidden in his room. Each of them is loaded with live ammunition. The shotgun was reported stolen in December 2022, nearly a year and a half earlier in Indiana. The cops also find various drug paraphernalia. Jennifer has confessed that they were about to smoke weed when Kenny was messing with the shotgun. The autopsy shows that Kendra suffered 1 shotgun wound to the chest. There were 24 projectiles inside her torso, piercing her heart, aorta, liver, and both lungs. And when the police talked to Kenny's other daughter, her story matches her father's confession. This innocent 7-year-old witnessed her sister's death, her father's careless behavior with the gun that led up to it, and his devastated tears afterwards. But by then it was too late. Jennifer is released. She's not a repeat offender. Like Kenneth is. Kenneth, meanwhile, is charged with murder, handling weapons while under disability, and an active probation violation warrant. While waiting to be booked, he tells the officers he swallowed a 10g bag of fentanyl and a 7g bag of methamphetamines. As a result, he's taken to hospital, where after 5 hours, he's cleared as perfectly healthy. He'd lied about taking the drugs. He confesses this to the officers, saying he just didn't want to go to jail. Even now, with nowhere left to run, he's trying to get out of taking responsibility for his actions. We understand that despite being on probation, police and the probation office had no idea where he was. Yeah, that's right. And it's hard to believe, but Montgomery County Common Police Court says not only was Farlor lying about where he was living, but failed to report to his probation officer as required. In fact, a warrant was issued for his arrest just 4 days before his daughter was killed. Perhaps Kenny didn't kill his daughter deliberately, but there's no way he should have been allowed access to a firearm. And in this, Kendra was failed by the system. He was scheduled to meet with his probation officer on April 2nd. He never showed up. This lack of accountability and the high chance of his recidivism meant sentencing was never going to go well for him. When he pleaded guilty in April 2025, a year after the killing, he was sentenced to 23 to 28.5 years in prison for involuntary manslaughter, reckless homicide, and child endangering. He'd been to prison 40 times already. He's a repeat offender and has been breaking the law for far too long. His carelessness finally led to the death of his daughter, whether it was on purpose or not. Greg, meanwhile, who really was just asleep in his room, hasn't been charged with anything. Wyatt is now in the foster care system, and no one in the family is going to recover from the tragic loss of Kendra anytime soon. What do you think about this horrifying story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe, keep up with our channel, and we'll see you very soon on the Decoder.